This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello then, welcome to my backyard. I really wanted to get this bush. Who was it that said the dainty yellow bush? It's not dainty. It's actually really huge, actually. In order to do that, I had to flip my screen, and everything's all set up weird. So if I'm looking in the wrong direction or pointing in the wrong direction, that's why everything's wonky while we're out here. But, you know, it's a nice day. It's supposed to thunderstorm later on, and, you know, thought it would be nice to get out, let the cats graze on the back nine, enjoy the weather while I can, and then later we'll be back inside, huddled in my corner where we usually record. In our little cave. I do have my eye set on a new background for the recording studio spot. I'm torn between getting this really cool background that has like this cool book arch. I think I've talked about this before. And I'm still a little stuffy from the cold that I've been recovering from, and I haven't taken my Flonase yet, so you're in for a treat. Anyhow, so I'm torn between that one and getting a what do you call them? Yep, getting one made from some pictures that I took. We went down to the Schuylkill River yesterday, and I took some pictures of the cherry blossoms out there, and there was this one tree that was just like really cool. And I kind of took a picture of it, and it's framed between two of the bridges there. And I don't know, I just think it looks kind of neat. So I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get a background custom made. That's the word I was looking for. And yes, I can. So I'm torn between that, torn between doing the extra effort or just, you know, paying somebody to have already done it for me. But we'll see. I just felt like it was time for a change, you know, something springy. But here we go. My first Cynthia bush. Yay. All right. So on to why we're really here. Hopefully I'm not blowing the levels out too much. I know Anna's been posting some stuff. I know there's only like 3, I think, new reels, new things that Anna's put up, but I think a lot of them need some talking about. And I know that both Chikara and Lindsay have gone over 2 of these. I didn't know those were whales. It just dawned on me those are whales on her. I like these PJs, but we'll talk about the PJs too. Anyway, the 2 of them have done some really good stuff, and Lindsay especially, we'll talk about that one when we get to it. So we'll talk about that one when we get to it, but here we go. Let's just jump in. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. I'm almost to 11K. That's amazing to me. You guys rock. I've been saying once we get to 12K, we'll do another sponsor. We'll sponsor another kitty. Kitty. My hair. I didn't even bother because I knew I was going to be sitting out here. So I think that's a good goal for 12K. So if you guys enjoyed sponsoring Ida, I'm sure there's more kitties that we could be sponsoring. So tell your friends. And they too could be picking cat hair off of their mics. Good times. All right, so let's see. We're going to go backwards. This is the most recent one on her TikTok, and we're going to go backwards. So I haven't seen this one. The other 2 I think I have seen. We're just going to focus on TikTok in this video. I know she said some stuff in her threads, but her threads are kind of hit or miss. I've tried to do a couple videos with her threads, and they're kind of all over the place. They're just, like I said, they're hit or miss. And I don't really feel like there's enough there for like a whole video's worth of content. So here we are.
A lot, and there are things in my closet that didn't quite fit me right before. My body has been changing a lot, and there are things in my closet that didn't quite fit me right before surgeries that now fit me a lot better.
I mean, when you chop whole ass chunks of yourself off, I'm sure things fit really well. I cannot imagine. I know I used to fantasize, like I think most of us women's have had that fantasy, especially when we were younger, of like, you know, just having our stomachs removed, just like remove all the fat off of our stomach. I'm gonna quit leaning on the table. I think we've all had that fantasy. Anna's actually doing that. Like, Anna's actually living that fantasy, I guess. And it's not a healthy fantasy. Like, it's not one of those, like, fulfilling fantasies, right? Most of us grow out of it. Most of us learn that, like, the way to get the body that we think we want is by diet and exercise and, you know, not overfeeding ourselves. But Anna apparently has learned that, you know, that route is surgery. So
And I'm trying to give these pieces their own little moment.
I think you should get rid of some of these. These are hideous. I need to preface this. I don't like Anna's style whatsoever. So most of the clothes that Anna has, I don't like. So just going forward, you should know that. She's probably not going to wear anything I like. Just letting you know. So it's not even a slam on Anna. I just don't like her style. I wouldn't like it on anybody. So it's not an Anna thing at this point. I just don't like her style.
Today I'm partnering with Starbucks actually
Of course.
to style this cute little pink dress in an iced cherry chai latte look.
Iced cherry chai. You know, if I wasn't pissed off at Starbucks, iced cherry chai. That does actually sound pretty good.
To bring this look to life, I'm adding this brown t-shirt to add some chai to my cherry.
So is that what we're doing now? We're doing this? We're gonna start matching. We really are just gonna start doing a bunch of outfits to match our drinks. All right.
I'm adding some glam with a sparkly belt and some glitter cowboy boots. And then to add a touch of spice, I'm adding a vintage scarf and this cute leopard bomber jacket.
How are you not dying of heat stroke? A, she's using the scarf not for a touch of spice. It's to hide the fact that she has no neck anymore. And B, how are you wearing a bomber jacket in Texas in April? Well, technically it's March, but still. It was 80 degrees here the other day. Now, I've been told my poor Midwest folk, you've all been telling me that you have snow, and I am slightly jealous, but also we have cherry blossoms. If it weren't for the cherry blossoms, I'd be like, oh, I would love to have snow again, but yeah, it'll kill the cherry trees, so it'll knock the blossoms off the trees. It won't kill the trees. But I'd rather have the cherry blossoms than the snow right now. I don't keep doing
But
that.
it wasn't quite done. It needed that last little piece.
A big ass sugary drink? This is not the look you think it is. If you didn't have the scarf on, it would be like the 80s called and they want their outfit back.
And that last little piece was the iced cherry chai latte. So I got mine. I love that they wrote me a cute little message to treat myself. And you know what?
It almost looks green. My color's a bit off because I'm outside, but the chai part almost looks green. Is it a matcha cherry chai? Could we add more flavors to this drink?
I love how this turned out. I think it is a great look.
Where are we? Am I in frame? Hang on. I gotta see if I'm in frame. Hang on. Where are we? I made tea at home. There might be 80 calories in it. I use a lot of cream. I like a lot of cream in my coffee and my tea. I'm in a tea mood lately. I don't know what it is. Last few weeks I've been in a tea mood. So I'm drinking tea from Adagio. And this is the Aries Zodiac blend. Someone asked, so that now you get that information. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad someone asks me these questions? Let me ask you a question. Yeah. All right. I like when she curls her hair. I think it looks cute. I'm not crazy about this outfit, but again, I already caveated that, so we all know how I feel about that. I like the cut of this jacket. I would totally wear this jacket. I would wear this jacket if it wasn't leopard print. I'm not a big animal print fan, though I have seen a couple things in zebra print lately that I've kind of liked. And I don't know what that says about me. I think it means I'm getting old. I like scarves. I used to wear a lot of scarves in my hair, but I kind of stopped. I don't know why. Her makeup looks okay, I guess. I can't really, I mean, I guess because I can't really see. As you can see, my lighting's shit, so. But I mean, other than that, I don't really like her outfit. I don't like the belt. She's wearing it way too high. Is this one of those, what did she call it? A high waist belt, or what did she call it the other day? She couldn't get the belt to fit. And she was like, I thought it was a high waist belt. And it's like, no, it's small. You can't get it to fit because it's small. Whatever. I closed my own recording because I'm an idiot. I just wanted to point out, like, the cute little message they wrote her looks like it says thank you. Maybe it says trust yourself. Maybe that's what it says. That's all Anna needs.
My body has been changing a lot.
All right, so there's that. Lindsay was pointing out that these PJs are supposed to be loose. It was either Lindsay or Chikara. I'm pretty sure it was Lindsay, though. Was pointing out that these PJs are supposed to be, like, hanging loose. They're supposed to be oversized, loose PJs. Oh, no, it's, I think it was Chikara, because Chikara was pointing out that Anna is, like, not the size she claims she is. Who is surprised? Anyway, she was pointing out that these are supposed to be loose, kind of like flowy PJs, and Anna's wearing the largest size. Here's my thing, though. If you can fit into them, are you tied around the chair? No. I suppose if you can fit into them and they are still comfortable, does it really matter, I guess? I don't know. I think it helps. I think it would help if she would, like, say that when she's trying things on, just to kind of let people know and be like, oh, these are supposed to be loose and flowy, but, you know, they're real snug on me. However, I think they still look nice and feel comfortable. You know, that'd be one thing, but she just kind of plays it off as if that's how they're supposed to look, and apparently not, so. Truth in advertising, not Anna's strong point. This is the one I want to talk about with Lindsay, or that Lindsay talked about and I want to talk about. Anyhow, this has a little caption that says, she doesn't know it yet, but she's going to remember how much she loves being active. That eventually she will decide to put everything in her life on hold and go through several challenging surgeries just to ensure she can move her body with less pain for more of her life. Sure, Jan. Anyhow, he says, this is my first workout. This is from a day ago, today being March the 31st. Hang on, I need to plug my computer in. I took advantage of it to reset myself. Anyhow. Now I'm all fidgety again. Where was I? It says, this is my first workout I did when I started my health journey around 2 years ago. I know Chikara said that Chikara was pointing out that Anna started her health journey back in 2012, technically, but I think Anna's talking about her, her most recent reinvention of herself back in, about 2 years ago, where she started working with Better Health. No, that wasn't it. Copilot, who is now called Trainwell. When she first started working with them, and she was trying to convince everybody that she was losing weight with exercise alone, while the whole time she was taking Wegovy. Yeah. Lying, you know, as she does. As you do. A little bit better. More in frame. So, you know, decide how you want to split hairs on that one. That workout felt impossible, but I did it anyways. They kept sucking and I kept showing up. Eventually, things got a lot less hard. Hey, flowers. Nope, never mind. Tree fluff. Where's it coming from? Anyway. Eventually things got a lot less hard and it was fun to see what my body could do. I decided to have lipedema removal surgery because there came a point where I could not progress any further without it. When was that? When did that happen? When Amron reached out to you and offered you basically free surgery? Is that when that happened? It was hard and it was a hard and important decision to make. I have one surgery left! ! It is coming up really soon, and I'm excited to keep fighting for that girl. I don't know about you, but I'm a woman, so. And Anna's the same age as I am, so. Who showed up when it seemed impossible. The surgery's finally complete. I'll finally be able to start chasing all the dreams that led me to have the procedures in the first place. I literally cannot wait. Her final surgery, she's basically having a tummy tuck. And they're gonna go in and remove her belly, basically. I think Alexandra Rodriguez did that. By the way, we're gonna go over one of her videos. I think Alexandra Rodriguez was one of the people that like had a sneaky tummy tuck and then lied about it and finally got called out for it and admitted that she had done it. So at least Anna's being honest about it, I guess, that she's gonna do it. But she's claiming that she's having her lipedema removed. Look, you could convince me kind of that Anna had lipedema in her hips and her thighs and her arse because it looked like she did, right? There are pictures of other people who have lipedema who definitely had a similar pattern to their lipedema, right? Amron tried to convince her, well, Amron successfully convinced her, or tried to convince the rest of us, I guess, really, that Anna had lipedema in her calves and her legs and her hips and her lower belly and her arms. Okay, but does she also have it in her back and her neck and her lower back and her ass and her feet now and her hands and her cheeks? Like, really? She's gonna look so weird when she gets done with all this surgery. Anyway, so Lindsay actually tracked down the first time we saw this outfit, Anna working out in this outfit, which thank God it was the last. Well, one of the last. I think she wore it twice. Anyhow, Anna's not real honest with her timeline, so pretty much one of the only ways you can really kind of track when things are occurring in Anna Land is by her outfits. Because Anna doesn't tend to repeat outfits very frequently. And so Lindsay was able to track this one down and go all the way back to when this outfit first appeared, when Anna was working out. And of course, when Anna put this workout video out the first time, she's just like cool and calm and collected and not having any issues whatsoever doing all of her workout. And, you know, she's not even breathing heavy or breaking a sweat because she is a fitness girly. Never had a problem. Ever. And now this is the exact same footage. It's the exact same place. It's the same gym. It's the same outfit. It's the same shoes. It's the same everything. But this is the unedited video. And Anna is now using it to make it seem like she was, and I do believe she was struggling. Don't get me wrong. I was never convinced that she wasn't. But so now we get to see how hard it actually was for Anna, even though back when she first posted this stuff, she was doing it in a way to convince everybody that she was having no issues whatsoever. Because remember, Anna's story has always been that even though she is rocking 600 pounds almost, probably less than that now because she's chopped it all off, but even though she was rocking 600 pounds, she was still just as physically capable as anybody else. Like, she's literally compared herself to Olympians because she sees herself in rugby players and the weightlifters in the Olympics. So anyway, so Anna's big story, Anna's big push is that this doesn't bother her, that she doesn't struggle to work out. Even though anytime she shows us raw footage of herself working out, it's evident that she struggles. So that's the important thing to pay attention to in the next 5 seconds of this video.
I don't know if I can. That's fine. Oh, thank God. Oh, God. I don't know if I can. That's fine. Oh, thank God. I don't know if I can. That's fine. Oh, thank God.
I do think she's being over dramatic at certain points, but I do want to draw or remind everybody about the one time that she was like, she sure was feeling her oats, and she decided that she was going to walk everybody through a workout routine for an overweight chick, and she was going to be our workout instructor, when all she really was doing was just doing one of her, at the time, co-pilot workouts on camera. and she like could not do it. She couldn't do it. She didn't even get halfway through it, and she was huffing and puffing and dying and complaining and, oh my God, this is so much harder than I thought it would be. And then posted it. I don't understand why she posted it. I wouldn't have. Anyway, but she totally demonstrated that she was not capable of doing this workout. But this was after her claiming that she had been doing this same workout for like 9 months every day for like 30 minutes every day. And she was like, oh, I can't do it. I can't breathe. You know, it was just like, uh-huh. You're doing this workout every day. Gotcha. Cool. And you're just as physically fit as anyone else who works out 30 minutes a day. Okay, gotcha. Right. I just want to draw everybody's attention back to that because this behavior here is very similar to her behavior in that video. So what is that noise? Just the wind. Wow. The wind is very windy. We do have thunderstorms coming in, so eventually we will have to go inside, but not yet. All right, anyway, I just wanted to remind everybody of that workout because this is very reminiscent of that, which I think is more honest. I think the plop at the end was very overdramatic, but like you heard her more than once be like, oh God, thank God. She was doing that a lot in the workout video where she was showing us what a badass she was. You gonna go in? You ready to go inside? Yes, no, maybe? And here's the part that's really going to be not interesting, but entertaining is Anna posts these videos of her struggling like this, and then people comment on it, and then she gets mad at us for commenting on it. And I'm just like, you're the one that posts it and then puts all these outlandish claims about it. And then when you get fact checked, you get mad, but it's like, you're the one who's posting these. So you're doing it to yourself, girl. This is POV, it's opening day. It's quiet because there's sound. Well, you gotta have Cracker Jacks. What is she? Okay, there's the hat. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Is that popcorn? John looks like he's really enjoying this. And it's just like... And John's like... he's trying so hard not to look uninterested. So they both got... I mean, it's not that bad. I know people were kind of upset about what she had at the ballpark, but like, what does she have? Other than this stupid coffee. Who gets Starbucks at the ballpark? What's wrong with you people? There's a hot dog. I mean, that's kind of like required. Water, sure, Jan. Cracker Jacks, again, required by law. I don't know about popcorn. I don't know about ice cream either. Like when I used to go to ball games all the time. I don't like watching baseball on TV, but I love going to a live baseball game. I don't know what it is about baseball games. But yeah, when you go to a baseball game, you got to get a hot dog, right? And you have to get Cracker Jacks, right? Those are like the things are required by law. And you got to get like a soda or something, or if you're a drinker, you got to get a beer, right? It's like written on the stadium walls before you go in. Thou shalt buy hot dogs and Cracker Jacks, right? Red Hats, get your Red Hats. You know, it's like, I don't mind that. The ice cream and I'm guessing that was popcorn. I can't imagine what else that would have been. If that was a thing of nachos, that's crazy talk. But, yeah, I mean, how long was the baseball game though? That's my other thing. Like, I know they can run a bit, like they can go for a while, but they're not typically that long. So usually after a hot dog and some Cracker Jacks, you're usually pretty solid. Yeah, now that I'm really thinking about it, that is kind of like a lot of food all in one sitting. Now, you may not have eaten all of the popcorn, and you may not have eaten all the Cracker Jacks, but you definitely ate all of the hot dog and all the ice cream. And let's face it, hot dogs are not health food. Not even a little. Were those plain-ass hot dogs, too? Y'all in Texas not put shit on your hot dogs? What's wrong with y'all? Anyhow, I'm going to complain about I'm going to judge you for your hot dogs. I haven't been to a game in forever, and it's been way too long. Sad the Rangers didn't win, but happy to find out my hometown team, the Guardians, did of the Galaxy. Opening day was a blast, and honestly, Rangers fans go hard, and you know I appreciate anyone who loves a good theme. Okay. Shout out to the people who were tailgating as far as 10 blocks away. That's commitment. I'm going to show you the ignorance I have when it comes to baseball. Are Rangers your farm team, or is that your big team? Because who's the Texas team for baseball? I know who ours is. It's the Phillies, but I'm also, again, required by law to know these things once you move to Philly. They like give you a pamphlet, and that's one of the things you have to learn. I'm half joking, honestly. They're very, very into their sports here. You don't have to like sports, you just have to know them. What's wrong with you? You don't like the Eagles? No, I just what? What was it? Funny story. Back when we all had to mask, and we were all still getting used to it, right? My partner was, I think he was at the farmer's market, because we hadn't had our lock-in orders yet anyway. So he's at the farmer's market, and he's buying handmade masks. Or at least he was looking at them. And there was a lady who was selling masks with the Eagles on it, you know. And he didn't want to buy one. And he's somehow the conversation came around to, you know, he didn't want to buy one. He said they were nice, but he wasn't looking for a mask. And the lady says, "What? You don't like Philadelphia?" And he says, "No, I'm just not an Eagles fan." Like, what's wrong with you? Don't you like Philly? No, I just don't like football. It's good stuff. Anyhow, all right, so I mean, I'm torn about the baseball thing. She had well, if this is really all she ate, she had a hot dog. She had, what, maybe 2 scoops of ice cream. The bucket of popcorn's weird to me. And again, like, Cracker Jacks are required. They are required. But she also had, like, a big-ass Starbucks, which I think Anna actually has, like, signed some kind of pact with the devil. She, like, has to drink Starbucks now. So that might be... She might have to do that now just to, like, survive. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Starbucks literally owns her kidneys. I can see why people are a little upset about that. Keep in mind, though, it looks like John bought exactly the exact same amount of food as Anna did. So, I mean, if we're going to give Anna a hard time, we got to give John a hard time, too. Something that Chikara did point out was that John is Anna's paid employee. John is her... She calls him her creative director lately, I've noticed, but he's her... Up until recently, he's been her cameraman. Like, that's his thing. He's her cameraman. I think she started calling him her creative director because it sounds fancier than cameraman. But she treats John as her friend because I think John is, like, her only friend. And recently, the few times we've seen her go other places, especially for her surgeries and stuff, the only person with her is John. She has at least one female friend that I think is an actual friend. I think that's the mother of her godchildren. I could be wrong about that. They might be John's kids. I don't know. But if it starts to feel like John's basically like her Guy Friday, you know, her everyman. So, butler, if one will. So, I think that's everything that is new. Yeah, this is Anna and her filters working hard for their money. But we talked about this in the last video about the chronic pain. Some of you guys shared some really nice stories about your chronic pain. I mean, there's no such thing as a nice story about chronic pain. But some of you guys really did share your stories with chronic pain, and I have sympathy for all of you. I really do. It was probably more authentic than anything that came off of this podcast. But yeah, so there we are with all of that. We've seen everything else on here. So there's that. We will go over her lipedema posts here in a bit. I jokingly said, wouldn't it be funny if we went over the lipedema playlist she's got here? And I think we will, just not today. Not today. Not today, fam. Because I still want to do a whole recap of her February and her March. And I want to get that done in the next couple days. So we'll save the lipedema replay for after her final surgery. Because I think that'd be probably the best time to do it. When the lipedema saga is truly over. What other playlists does she have up here? Oh yeah, her running journey. Yeah, things like that, Puerto Rico and her stupid workouts. I like how her hauls playlist has one post. That's great. Great, Anna. Good job. So, all right. So that's pretty much it for Anna. Yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a baseball in the go ahead and put a baseball in the comment section. I don't know. Do you guys play baseball? Do you watch baseball? Are you a Phillies fan? Do you have a favorite baseball team? I used to be a Cubs fan. For real, I used to be a Cubs fan. And I was very happy when they finally won the World Series. That was pretty cool. I think I actually cried a little. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, share your baseball stories with me. What do you get when you go to the baseball games? Do you go to baseball games? Are you like me? Do you like going to the games, but you don't like watching the games on television? I think they're kind of boring. It's like watching golf. I don't understand why people like watching baseball. Anyway, that's the person who will sit there and watch football all damn day. Anyhow, I will see everybody in the next video. Thank you, everyone who's supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who's going to get me to 11K. You are all wonderful people, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye!
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.